Hello. Welcome back to my channel. I am Kayla with Locks by Kayla. Have you just got your locks installed? Are you nervous about washing? This video is for you. This week, we're gonna be getting into wash week for newbies. I'm gonna be giving you all 8 tips to ensure that your locks don't slip out and that your washing process is as easy as possible. Number 1, do not panic. I know I say this all the time, but I just want everyone to know, especially with washing, that it's really not as intimidating as it may seem. If your locks are already feeling loose or squishy, you know, if you can notice that the tension isn't proper, then I would be concerned. But if your consultant has done what they're supposed to do and there is proper tension in your locks and they are uniform, which is typically the case, you should not be worried about washing your hair. It is actually beneficial to the locking process to wash, and when you don't wash, you actually slow down the locking process and you end up having to bundle longer. So that is just something I wanted everyone to know, is to don't be concerned about the actual water being in your locks. That is not a problem. Number 2, make sure you're washing every 2 weeks. If you are someone who typically washes every week, I would look into purchasing something like Sea Breeze or an astringent that you could use as an antifungal to clean your scalp in between washes. But every 2 weeks is the standard to wash your hair at least. Number 3, proper bundling. I am going to have my video on how to bundle attached here. You can click that if you want and come back to this video after, but it is essential that you use proper bundling technique for your washes to be slippage free. Slippage is the main thing that I feel like people are concerned about when it comes to washing. They don't want their locks to come out, and I don't blame you. You just paid all of this money to have them put in. You don't do that so that you can have them wash right out. So when you wash, you just need to be making sure that your bundling technique is on point. If you have that down, over half of your problems are now out of the way. Number 4, do not dilute your shampoo. If you're using the starter shampoo, which you should be, if you have Sisterlocks especially, no question. If you're not using the starter shampoo, your locks will not lock. I'm gonna do a whole nother video about that too. But using the starter shampoo, you do not want to dilute it. You can, it's your choice. When you dilute the starter shampoo, it is not from concentrate like the other Sisterlocks products, the salon shampoo, the green tea shampoo, or the dandruff shampoo. But the starter shampoo does not need to be diluted. So when you dilute it, you kind of hinder yourself of the full effect of the cuticle. That's what the product is for, to roughen up the cuticle. So when you dilute it, you are putting more water in it than necessary. You're already saturating your hair to wash it, so you do not need to dilute the shampoo. When you wash your hair, newbies, you wash your hair in circles and you go from root to tip. You take the product from the roots of your hair to the tips of your hair. If you want to put product in your locks, that is fine, but just make sure when you're washing that you're being gentle and washing in circles. That will take away from a lot of the frayed hair that you get, or that you may feel like that frizz that comes from washing. It's probably because you're scrubbing too hard and it's not necessary. Number 5, taking down the locks. I know I've seen this a lot too. From my own experience, taking down locks does not cause the locks to slip out. If your locks are slipping out, it's not from you taking them out. And I'm once again going to do a video on proper bundling, because it could be the way that you're bundling that is making you feel like you're unraveling your hair. But taking down your bundles will not unravel your locks, once again. So do not be concerned that you're being too rough. And if your consultant has done what they're supposed to do with proper tension, your locks will not come out by finger locking. Like, I swear to God, I cannot take out Sisterlocks with my fingers. I literally have to use a rat tooth comb, and I have nails. So it's not that I have anything less than you have. When you're going to take out your hair, don't be worried about how rough per se you're being, but don't don't purposefully just go through your hair carelessly. You know, do take a little more time to not get frustrated and see what's going on with your hair. Pepper. Number 6, you need to separate your locks. So I don't know if each consultant says this, I hope they do, but if you're not separating your locks one by one, let me go back. When you have your bundles after your wash, you undo the bundle, like after you finish unraveling the tips and you twist it out. Don't just leave it curly or however it is. You need to go through and separate your locks one by one from the root so that they're not getting matted together. That is also another essential to making sure that your locks have the proper consistency. When they mat together, we have to go in and pull them apart from the root, which could break and cause weaknesses in certain places in the locks. So just make sure that you are separating your locks one by one after you take your bundle down. Number 7. Oh, and when you take your hair down and when you separate it, use the Sisterlocks herbal spray or some type of moisturizer on your roots. I have an oil that I recommend that I will attach in the description below that you can purchase for all lock stages. It is wonderful for moisturizing. It's very water soluble. I'm going to do a video specifically on that oil, so you will have that to refer to. That dryness is one of the things that could lead to lock matting because your hair craves, it is alive, and it craves moisture. Just like how we get dehydrated, the hair can get dehydrated. So just make sure that you're not allowing the hair to become matted or dry. Number 7, you can leave your braids in if you want. If you're the type to do your bundles in a braid form, you can totally leave your braids in to achieve a braid out. But when you take your hair out from the braid out, you still do need to separate your locks one by one. Doing a braid out doesn't alleviate you or suspend you from your duties. You still do have to do what you have to do to make sure that your locks are locking properly, and separating your locks is one of those things. Number 8, air dry or blow dry your hair, but either way, make sure that your hair is dry. Do not go to bed with wet hair that is like a Sisterlock or lock in general. No. Even me, my locks, I washed my hair last night and they didn't dry all the way, and I woke up and I'm like, oh, they're all frizzy and like curly and stuff. Like, my hair is fully locked, so it's not so detrimental to me. It's more of a smell thing, and the products that I use don't have any chemicals, so I don't get a mildew smell if my hair is wet, which is like amazing. I actually just found that out. But either way, you don't want to go to sleep with wet hair with Sisterlocks, especially new Sisterlocks, because like I was just saying, they are very susceptible to matting because they are trying to figure out what this new lock form is, and they have a mind of their own, especially with my looser curled hairs. Or yeah, tighter curled hair is iffy because tight texture hair locks really fast, and it typically tends to stay consistent in the lock pattern that we've put it in. But the looser curls, they do like frizz up at night, so you don't want to be going to sleep with wet hair. You want to at least blow dry your hair or let it air dry if you know that you have the time, and just make sure that your hair is not wet for an extended period of time, unless it's in some type of specific style, like a protective style. And yeah, those are 7 tips for newbies for wash week to make sure that their washing is as pain-free as possible. If there's anything that I didn't cover or that you would like for me to elaborate on, please feel free, as always, to comment in the comment section. I will address it happily. And I really hope that you found benefit from this video. Thank you so much again for watching and coming back. Don't forget to subscribe with the link below and like this video. And see you soon.